Hello and good morning, you two. How are you doing today? Oh, I'll tell you what, guys. I've been excited to share a conversation with you because you've allowed us to take our eyes off the world and place it on your story. It is a story of compassion. It's about love. And more importantly, it's about exploration. Man, this is what we need right now.
Well, thank you, Arrow. I mean, in a world of terrible news cycles, I hope that our story can touch people in the right way and bring them together. That's the hope. And I appreciate that you had that reaction.
The way that you stepped into this journey, though, I mean, people go, oh, I couldn't sacrifice that. I couldn't do this. But yet you did it in the name of family. You're showing the world that family does come first.
Definitely. For us, it was not a choice. You know, when you're faced with a diagnosis like that, there's a deadline. And the only thing you think is, okay, my kids is the priority in my life. Nothing else matters most than that. So that's why we decided to take on that journey.
For listeners, I want them to know that it's about retinitis pigmentosa. How common is this, and how can we teach the rest of the world that you don't have to give up?
Retinitis pigmentosa affects about 1 in 4,000 people. It's a rare disease, but it's really a shock to receive such a news that you're going to lose your eyesight. But like, if you accept that your path is going to be different in life and that no matter what the challenges come, you're going to overcome them, then you just can have like a really beautiful life and focus on that.
Imagine what you saw through your children experiencing even swimming with the dolphins. I mean, it's like, the smiles must have been just so authentic.
That we kept our crew very small. And the reason you get such an intimate feel in our film is because we've really integrated into the family and made it feel as if the camera is just another member of the family. We knew that was a way to connect to not only those who are living with difficult medical diagnoses, but also people who are going through any change in their life and having to decide what kind of way they want to think about the future and treat it.
Edith, I think it's because I'm a daily writer, but I really cherish a great sunrise and sunset. For you to experience it during your moment, what was that like?
Definitely more of sunset type of family, but sunset light is so special. But at the same time, somehow it sometimes makes me sad because it's so special to me. Then I always have a thought in my mind, okay, but I just try to focus on, okay, but today they do enjoy it. And this wonderful sunset, let's just take it in and keep it for the future.
A lot of the doctors have always said, just go the route of just sharing pictures with the children or with the family. But you chose to go, hey, let's go make real pictures and moving pictures while we're doing it.
Yeah, and I think what was key for us was that ultimately this film is that, yes, their kids are going to have a different life, a different one to the one they expected, but it's going to be equally beautiful and different. And that was a core part of their experience, and the story we wanted to tell was that it was important for us to treasure these visual memories for the kids. But life is ultimately about a lot of things and a lot of senses and a lot more than that.
Edith, who made the decision to go hot air ballooning over Turkey? I would have raised my hand and said, let's do it.
So magical. But every time you do an activity like that, it seems really magical on the pictures. And often you can be disappointed. But this one is just even more beautiful and magical than we would have imagined.
Man,
I remember shooting a hot air balloon scene with the family, and I remember realizing at a certain point as we scrambled to get into the hot air balloon to film the scene, the last time I'd looked down was about 30 seconds ago, and the last time I looked down we were on the ground, and when I looked down again we were about 50 feet above the air. I remember that being a pretty spectacular realization while shooting.
And you got this all in this documentary, which I think is just so special because this isn't acting, this is real life, the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely real life, like especially the kids, they act like that on real life. You can't get the kids to act silly like that, I think, on command.
Absolutely not.
Because I'm a daily writer, of course, I keep a journal on things like this. Did either of you keep journals so that you can look back on this in 25 or 30 years? And I know you've got the documentary, but there's things that didn't make it to the documentary that you could have put on a page.
Yeah, actually, I did write a book, but it's only in French. So, but I did write a book about our story.
From my perspective, as a film, we're always seeing a lot of things that you think are wonderful but can't make it into the film. And in this case, as you can imagine, there was just so many moments with the children giving these wonderful assessments of the natural landscape and being funny and irreverent and brilliant.
Website people can go to learn more.